Welcome to part 8. We're going to start to finish up the Blu-ray. So we're going to do like we did last time. We're going to do this shelf, the top 2 shelves, and then the first 2 rows of this shelf. And we're going to start with The Last of Us, the complete first season. Haven't watched that yet. The Last Samurai, The Last Sentinel, The Last Song, The Last Stand, The Last Train, The Last Voyage of the Demeter, The Last Witch Hunter, The Legend of Billie Jean, The Lego Batman Movie, The Lego Movie, The Lego Movie 2, the second part, and The Lego Ninjago Movie, The Life Before Her Eyes, The Lighthouse. I hated this movie. I really despised it. The only reason why I have it in my collection is because I haven't seen it since it was in theaters, and I would like to give it a rewatch. The same thing goes for, where is it over here, for Midsommar. I hated that movie, so we'll see if my opinion changes. Then we have the original classic, The Lion King, The Lion King 1.5, The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, and then the remake, The Lion King. Literally minutes before filming this, I was going nuts because I was looking at these and I couldn't find Lion King 2, and I'm like, I swear to God I bought that. Like, I'm not Mandela affecting myself. I bought that. And sure enough, I was looking through and I just happened to see it was right over here, and I'm like, oh, what the hell? The original Little Mermaid, which is a classic. The newer Little Mermaid, which is great. And then The Little Mermaid 2, Return to the Sea, and The Little Mermaid, Ariel's Beginning. The Little Things. Thelma and Louise. The Locksmith. The Lodge. The Loft. The Lone Ranger. Not as bad as everyone said it was. I thought it was fine. The Longest Day. The Longest Ride, The Longest Week, The Long Riders. This I found for $8 at a Goodwill. These are the extended cuts of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So it's Fellowship, Two Towers, and Return. Excellent movies. The Lost Boys, amazing movie. Come on, I don't know what's causing it to stick. The Lords of Salem. The Losers, The Lost City, The Lucky One, The Machine, The Magnificent Seven Collection. This comes with the original Magnificent Seven, Return of the Magnificent Seven, Guns of the Magnificent Seven, and the Magnificent Seven Ride. The original is really good. The 3 sequels are just okay. And then the remake, which is pretty solid. The Maltese Falcon. The original Manchurian Candidate, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., The Man with the Iron Fists, and The Man with the Iron Fists 2. The Many Saints of Newark, the prequel film to The Sopranos. Great movie. The Marine, highly underrated. I really love that one. The Marine 2. The Marine 3, Home Front. The Marine 4, Moving Target, the Marine 5, Battleground, and the Marine 6, Close Quarters. So that's all 6 of the Marine films, and I can tell you the second one with, who is it, DiBiase Jr.? No, just DiBiase. The second one wasn't bad, and then the ones with The Miz are pretty entertaining. The Marksman, The Matrix Reloaded, and The Matrix Revolutions. And then the newer one, The Matrix Resurrections, The Mauritanian, The Mechanic, The Meg. This is a sweet set, the Mel Brooks Collection. This comes with The 12 Chairs, Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, Silent Movie, High Anxiety, History of the World Part 1, To Be or Not to Be, Spaceballs, and Robin Hood Men in Tights. The Menu, The Messengers, The Midnight Meat Train, The Misfits, The Mist, The Mitchells versus the Machines, great movie. The Mortuary Collection, The Mule, the Tom Cruise Mummy, which a lot of people shit on. I think it's really fun. And then the Brendan Fraser Mummy trilogy, The Mummy, The Mummy Returns, and The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. The first two are really good. I never did see the third one. The Munsters, it's not that bad. I thought it was fine. The Muppet Movie, classic. The Muppets, great movie. The Muppets Take Manhattan, another great movie. The original, The Music Man. The Narrows. The Nearest Human Being. The Negotiator, this movie is awesome. The Next 3 Days. The Never-Ending Story. The New Mutants. I'm currently running through the X-Men movies now in prep for Deadpool and Wolverine in a couple of weeks. I've seen this. I haven't seen this since I bought it on Blu-ray. I saw it in theaters and then I watched it again on Blu-ray. Very odd X-Men movie. Kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. The Nice Guys. That's an amazing movie. I love it. The Night Before. The Night House. Love The Night House. The Nightmare Before Christmas. Classic. The Northman. The Notebook. Bit overrated if you ask me. The November Man. The Nutcracker and the Four Realms. A bit underrated if you ask me. I enjoyed that one. A lot of people, I don't know, gave this a lot of guff. And there you go. The Nutcracker, the Untold Story. I'm told this is atrocious. I haven't seen it yet, though. The Old Way. The One. The Opening Act. The Oranges. The Order with Heath Ledger. Haven't seen this yet. I have seen The Order with Jean-Claude Van Damme. The Other Guys. The Other Woman. The Outfit. Phenomenal thriller. The Outpost. This movie's intense. It's really good, though. It's awesome. The Outsider, the complete limited series. I thought this was pretty decent. Has a good lineup from what I remember. The Owners, it's pretty decent. The Oxford Murders. The Pacific, the complete miniseries. The Patriot. The Peanut Butter Falcon. I love this movie. Another one I love, the Peanuts movie. The Perfect Weapon. The Phantom of the Opera. The Pirates Band of Misfits. The Pirates of Somalia. The Place Beyond the Pines. The Polar Express. The Pope's Exorcist. This is a pretty entertaining movie. I actually saw a couple weeks ago The Exorcism, which is an unrelated Exorcist movie that Russell Crowe did. That one got a lot of flack. I actually really enjoyed that one. The Postcard Killings, that's okay. The Predator, I like that one. That's this is the one that Shane Black directed, right? I know Shane Black was in the first one. He directed this one, correct? Yes, he did. The Prestige, this is actually a Nolan film I have not seen. The Prince. The Princess and the Frog. The Princess Bride. I always loved this cover art because the way they did the font, if you turn it upside down, look at that. I like that. I think that's pretty cool. The Prodigy. The Project. The Proposal. The Protector. And, sorry, The Protector 2. The Protege. And then The Punisher. This is the Thomas Jane one. I'm not sure if the Dolph Lundgren one was ever released on the Blu-ray, but I do have the Dolph Lundgren one. We come down here, we got The Purge. The Purge Anarchy, which in my opinion is still the best one. And The Purge Election Year. The Quarry. The Raid Redemption and The Raid 2 Barandal. Two amazing movies. Highly recommend those. The Reader. The Rebound. A double feature of The Recall and 9 Lives. The Reckoning. That's not very good. The Redeemed. The Reef, you know, I'm sure a household name. The Rental, that's a good horror movie. The Reckon, that is how you are supposed to pronounce this. Kind of a stupid-ass shark movie, but it's also kind of boring. The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under, 2 more Disney movies I have not seen. The Resident Evil collection, this has the first 5 movies. Resident Evil, Apocalypse, Extinction, Afterlife, and Retribution. All of those are fun. There's No Business Like Show Business. There's Something About Mary. The Retaliators, that's a really good movie. Really good soundtrack, too. Aladdin and the King of Thieves and The Return of Jafar. These are the 2 Aladdin sequels. The Return of the Living Dead. The Revenant. There Will Be Blood. The Rhythm Section. The Right Kind of Wrong. The Right One. It's actually a pretty sweet movie. Thanks. The Ritual Killer, and that was just okay. The Road with Viggo Mortensen. The Road Warrior, a.k.a. Mad Max 2. Really, really good movie. The Rock, The Epic Journey of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. The Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm going to be fairly honest with you guys. I'm not a fan of this one. A lot of people say, well, you got to watch it with an audience, and it makes it better. I really don't see how. There is a documentary on here. What is it called? Does it have it on here? Like listed as a special feature? It doesn't. You son of an ass. There's an hour-long documentary that they did on, like, finding the actors that they do for, like, live showings and everything for the movie. And I thought that was excellent. I don't know. I really couldn't. There's something about the movie I couldn't vibe with. The Rodgers and Hammerstein collection, this comes with The Sound of Music, Carousel, The King and I, Oklahoma, South Pacific, and State Fair. The Rookie. The Room, this movie's amazing. The Runaways. The Running Man. The Sandlot, classic movie. The Sand Pebbles. The Santa Claus 2, and The Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause. These are good movies. I like these a lot. The Searchers, haven't seen this. I'm not a big fan of John Wayne as a human being, so I don't have a lot of his movies. But I do have some of the more well-known ones. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Come on, don't be a stooge. The Secret Life of Pets, and then The Secret Life of Pets 2. The Sentinel. The 7-Year Itch. The Shallows, good shark movie, like that one a lot. The Shape of Water. The Shawshank Redemption. The Shining. The Show, excellent movie. Really, really took me by surprise when I watched that. The Silence of the Lambs. The Silencing. The Skeleton Twins. The Sky Crawlers. See if I can pull this out in its entirety. This is The Sopranos, the complete series. Probably the greatest television show ever made. It is, it's utterly fantastic. And James Gandolfini, what an actor. He's severely missed. The Social Network, I know it's somewhat of a modern classic, but I haven't gotten around to watching that yet. The Son of No One. The Sparks Brothers, really, really good documentary. Double feature of The Specialist and Tango and Cash. Both are really, really good movies. They're really good. The Specialist has some over-the-top moments, but there's a scene. James Woods is in this movie, and I love James Woods. There's a scene where James Woods is on the phone with Stallone, like, late into the movie, that I thought was, like, one of the greatest scenes of an actor acting. It's really cool. The Spectacular Now, great movie. The Spike Lee Joint Collection Volume 1, this comes with 25th Hour and He Got Game. Volume 2 has Summer of Sam and Miracle at St. Anna. I just don't have it yet. The SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run, and the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. I do need the first one on Blu-ray. The Spy Next Door. The Spy Who Dumped Me. The Steam Engines of Oz. That's a weird looking ass movie. The Stray. I do, for collecting purposes, because I'm a nut, I have 3 copies of The Suicide Squad, because I was a huge fan of it, just like I was a huge fan of the original and a huge fan of Birds of Prey. The Super Mario Brothers movie. That's a fun one. The Survivalist. The Sweeney. The Swing of Things. Pretty shitty. The Switch. That's a good one. The Sword and the Stone. The System. That's also a pretty good one. The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. That's the remake. And a double feature of The Tall Man and The Resident. The Tax Collector. A lot of people don't care for this one, and I can kind of understand why, but I really enjoyed it. The 10 Commandments, both the original 1923 and 1956 films. The Terminator. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is a classic. And the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, which is my personal favorite. The Three Stooges. The Toll. Very, very cool horror movie. Definitely seek this out and give this one a watch. The Towering Inferno. The Toxic Avenger collection. You get the Toxic Avenger, the Toxic Avenger Part 2, the Toxic Avenger Part 3, Citizen Toxie, the Toxic Avenger 4, and Apocalypse Soon, the making of Citizen Toxie. Really, really cool set. Haven't seen any of these. I'm kind of waiting for the remake to release officially so I can watch them. The Tracker. The Train Robbers. The Transporter and Transporter 2. And the Transporter Refueled. I do have Transporter 3, but it's not. It's just called Transporter 3, so you'll see it later. Some WWE documentaries. The True Story of the Royal Rumble and The True Story of WrestleMania. The Turning. A lot of people hated this movie. I thought it was pretty decent. The Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1. The Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2. The Twilight Saga Eclipse. And the Twilight Saga New Moon. I do have the first one, but again, it's just called Twilight, so you will see it later. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Great movie. The Unborn. The Unholy. The Uninvited. The Upside. The Usual Suspects. Come on. There we go. The Venture Brothers. Radiant is the Blood of the Baboon Heart. Pretty decent. The Video Craze. The Villainess. The Virtuoso. The Wannabe. The War at Home. The Ward. The Warlords. The Warriors. The Warrior's Way. The Watch. The Waterman. The Way Back. The Way of the Gun. The Wedding Ringer. Pretty awful movie. Not that fun. The Whale with Oscar winner Brendan Fraser. So happy that he won. Just an Oscar. I mean, I'm just so happy about that. The Wild Bunch. The Wizard of Oz. This is no competition for me. This is one of the greatest movies ever made. It's absolutely phenomenal. I love it so much. And I am excited for Wicked. I think that looks like it could be really good. We got 2 more here. The Wolfman remake that I have not seen yet, and The Wolf of Snow Hollow, which is awesome. Love that movie. So that is it for part 8. We are nearing the final part, guys. This is awesome. The final part will be the rest of this shelf, which is pretty much the rest of the Blu-rays, and then this tiny little stack of 4Ks that I have here. To answer 2 questions that I've gotten, one question that I get is, why do I put the thes with each other? To me, it's not that difficult. I mean, I have obsessive compulsive disorder, so if I were to put like The Mummy in M, it wouldn't work out for me, because I'm like, you're leaving out a word of the title. I tried doing that once and immediately like reverted back to where they were. I'm like, I can't handle this. So I have it like this. Some people ask like, well, how do you know if a movie starts with the? Well, I just have to think of it for a second. I mean, that's all. Like, oh, do I have the Peanuts movie? Yes, I do. I have to go under T, and there you go. It's not that difficult, for me at least. The second question I get is why I don't have a lot of 4Ks, and the reason being is just because I find it to be a sort of a gimmick. I don't sense the need to have everything upgraded to 4K. I find Blu-ray to be like the sweet center of it all. So there really is no reason for me to upgrade to 4K. The reason why I have a small stack is for collecting purposes, with the exception of Possessor, and I'll explain that when I talk about it in the next part. But that's it, guys. We're almost done with this massive collection. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.